If you look at social media, triathlon looks like a sport reserved for the rich. You see $12,000 bikes, carbon-plated wheels and shoes, and aero helmets that looks like spaceships. And the industry can quickly make you feel like if you don't have this equipment, you don't belong in triathlon at all. That is a lie. And it's a dangerous one too, because it keeps a lot of beginners from actually starting their triathlon journey. And if you believe this lie, the truth is, you have the order of operations wrong. In this video, I'll be talking about the 4 essentials that you will need to get across that first finish line for your first ever triathlon. And I'm going to start off with the one that causes the most panic, the swim. Swimming can usually be one of the biggest barriers for us beginners, and a lot of us forget how demanding it can be to relearn how to swim in an adult age. A lot of us also fall for the misconception that we need a $600 wetsuit to start with. The truth is, we don't. Most of your training is going to be in the pool anyways, and for that, you're going to need 2 things. First, you're going to need a pair of goggles that actually fit your face. These are SOGs. They cost about $25. If you can't see, then you can't swim calmly. And if they leak, I promise you that you'll panic once you get out in the open water. So test them in the store and push them against your face without the straps on. And if they stick to your face for a couple of seconds, they definitely fit. The second thing that you will need to get is tight swimwear. Now I bought this basic pair of Adidas jammers for my swimming, and I definitely recommend that you do not train in your board shorts. They will act like a parachute in the water and drag your hips down and ruin your technique. You're trying to improve your technique in this. In those baggy shorts, they will definitely fight against you. That's it for the swim part. Goggles for about 25-30 bucks, and this pair of swim jammers for about 25-30 bucks. All in all, about $60. Now let's move over to the second piece of equipment that you'll definitely need, the bike. This is usually where people lose their minds and their wallets. This is my Cannondale CAD Optimo 2. It's an aluminum road bike that I bought secondhand off the internet. It has normal handlebars, normal brakes, and guess what? No carbon, no special equipment, just a functioning, safe bike. When you're a beginner, the limitation is your fitness and not the aerodynamics of your frame. And if you put a pro on my bike, they will beat me any day of the week. Why? Simply because they have a bigger engine and a better endurance. So don't fall for the mistake of buying the speed before you've maxed out your engine. However, there is one non-negotiable. That is a helmet. It doesn't need to be aero, but it needs to be safe. And this is what protects the computer that runs the entire system. Now, don't buy a used helmet. You won't know if it's been crashed or not. Just buy a new basic road helmet. So the total investment for our bike setup, around $300 to $500 if you look around on the used market or Facebook Marketplace. Next up is the running shoes. Now, running is the simplest of the sports, but it has the highest injury risk. And this is the one place where I will encourage you to spend a little bit more money. These are my Asics Gel Kayanos, and they aren't the fastest shoes on the market. They don't have carbon plates, but they do have a great support. Think of your running shoes as insurance for your knees and shins. If you get injured because you ran in your 5-year-old sneakers, your training will definitely stop. And if you stop training, you won't race. So go to a running store, get fitted, spend the 140 bucks that it may cost. I promise you, it's way cheaper than physical therapy. Now over to our last essential, which is a digital training watch. There's a joke that if it's not on Strava, it didn't happen. But for us beginners, data isn't just about showing off, it's about motivation. When I started, I used my Garmin Forerunner 955, which I bought secondhand off the internet. It had some broken parts that I swapped out cheap, and I put it back together and it worked perfectly fine. Now you don't need to get the top model, but you need a watch that tracks GPS and heart rate. Why? Because in the beginning, you'll definitely feel slow. You'll feel like you aren't improving. The watch will show you that you're getting faster or that your heart rate is lower on the same pace, maybe 3 months into your training. That type of proof is the proof that will keep you motivated and keep you going on the days that you feel like quitting. A lot of pro athletes and coaches will tell you to run by feel, but as a beginner, that can be hard in the start to differentiate between what's too hard and what's too easy, and to find the sweet spot in your effort. A digital training watch can help you do that by setting the pace for you and help you adjust in accordance with your own heart rate. The watch will help guide you in the right direction, and some of them even come with built-in free training programs that can help structure your training once you start out. So let's take a look at the damage. For the swim, we're looking about $60 for the goggles and the jammers. For the bike and helmet, you're looking from anywhere between $300 to $500, depending on what you're able to get in your area. For the shoes, I recommend spending a little bit, so I put it out to about $150 or $150. For a digital training watch, you're looking at about $200, depending on what you can buy used or new, but I definitely recommend putting some dollars into that. That totals about $700 for my entire beginner setup. We are looking at way under $1,000 to start with a sport that people think you need to drop tens and thousands of dollars in order to start with. And I'm gonna be honest, I get affected by marketing too. I know the expensive gear is tempting, and we all want to be faster and think the equipment will help us do that. But if you're gonna take away one thing from my first 12 months of experience in the triathlon sport, it's this. The gear don't cross the finish line, you do. Now I'm defining my own journey in this sport, and you should too. Start where you are, use what you have, and build the engine first. Don't let that cost stop you from starting. Grab the essentials and get to work. If this video helped you, hit the like button and subscribe so other beginners like you may find this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.